raised in Capitol Heights, Maryland. Through many ups and downs, hardships, he's learned to put his complete trust in God. Through that extraordinary faith, Mr. Swinson found his voice and his sweet spot, mentoring and teaching young black men to become leaders. His goal is to turn the social norm of the young black men on its head. Furthermore, Mr. Swinson was a track athlete for 8 years and a track coach for 4, He is also the author of the book, The Middleman. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming our keynote speaker, Mr. Stephen Swinson.
Thank you very much, Carl. How you guys doing today? Good. I want to thank the Carl Fortune 500 Foundation for this, and EMBODI. Thank you guys for having me here today. Guys, how you guys doing today? Good to see you guys again. Please give the fellas a hand. That's why I believe you. So this is not the mic that moves and stays right here. I'm not really a stationary person. I got ADHD, so I'm always stay still. I'd like to introduce to you my book. It's called The Middleman, and my passion is mentorship. So me being a part of this makes me feel complete. So again, thank you for having me. So in my book, I'm talking about a few things, and I believe it deals directly with young men that are in high school, young men that are in college. They deal with on a regular basis. So one of the first things I want to say is I'm one that likes to talk once I get comfortable, but I'm somebody that deals with an anxiety disorder. So I thank God just for the strength and the courage to be able to get up and speak and be in front of you guys today. So give me 1 second. I'd like to pray real quick before I get started. Thank you, God, just for having us all here today. Thank you for the fellas, and I pray that you bless them and continue to show yourself strong to them as they grow older and move to the next stage of their life. Thank you, Lord. Jesus, in pray, amen. Okay, amen. So, God's been dealing with me about why I'm actually up here. What I feel like God was speaking directly to me was as I began to start speaking and as I began to author a book. I'm authoring another one currently. God was telling me that He wants young men like yourselves to see someone that looks like you, that you're not so far away from. Not somebody that's 40 and is an ordained bishop and deacon and has 4 children and a grandchild. And it's something that I've been struggling with because at my age, I don't feel like I have it all together. I feel like there's so many different things that I want to accomplish that I haven't even got started doing yet. But I've been wrestling with God with that. Usually I lose because I'm not as strong as Him, if I may say that, and God not be offended. But this generation, I've noticed, your generation is a generation that needs proof. The generation, like when it comes to your parents and myself, my parents didn't need proof. They would just trust whatever it was. I remember I walked up to my dad one day and I was like, "Hey Dad, I have this spray that you put on your windshield and it prevents rain from sticking to your windshield, so you don't even need to use your windshield." He was like, "What? Stop playing." I was like, "Yeah, let me show you." And he was like, "You don't even need to show me, just give me the bottle." Gave him the bottle, he used it, he liked it. I didn't even have to show him. My generation, we're like iffy. We're half and half. We'll listen to some things you say and some won't need proof. You guys, I have to go outside and spray the windshield for you to believe me. And I think that's a blessing. God made me very inquisitive, and He really put something in me that caused me to question things, and I appreciate that about you guys. So, in the things that I say, not only am I going to tell you what I believe about certain things, but I'm also going to back it up. I feel like that will give you the adequate proof you need to move forward and hold on to biblical principles and things like that to be successful. So, in my book, I'm going to go ahead and share with you my chapter 2, which is basically what I am going to be speaking about today. What I want to make sure you guys get in your spirit, yes, Papa, is know your gift, hone your skills, and always be prepared for an opportunity. Okay? Now, if you heard me clearly, say it with me. Know your gift, hone your skills, and always be prepared for an opportunity. All right, never forget that. Okay? So, I'm a person that I do things repetitively to make sure I get it in my spirit, make sure I know what's going on. Dealing with anxiety, it means if you don't know it by the time something happens, you won't be able to execute it. I'm somebody that played football for a couple years. I played safety. And until I got a whole bunch of snaps, until somebody threw the ball at me a lot, I couldn't react on the ball, and I couldn't pick the ball off and get an interception for nothing. And it's because when all the lights were on me, I would get nervous and I would feel that anxiety. But I guess God blessed me through that because He taught me something very valuable. Doing something repetitively, doing something over and over again, it caused it to be ingrained in my memory. So when it was time for something to happen, I could just react. And that's just not, a principle that I would say is, something that might define your character. It's something that'll help you be successful. In my book, I'm talking about David, how David had opportunities where he was able to perfect his craft. How many of you guys know who David is in the Bible? Raise your hand. I see 2 hands. That's wonderful. Okay, thank you so much. With David, so Samuel, he comes and he's looking for basically somebody that's going to be king. And God showed Samuel, it's in this house. It's in the house of Jesse. So he shows up and he's like, all right, well, I'm looking for this guy, show me all your sons. So basically all of y'all came out here. And he was like, all right, I got to find this guy. And eventually, he was like, is this all your sons? And Jesse was like, no, I have one more. He's out in the field tending to the sheep. And Samuel was like, all right, well, bring him to me. Let me see him. So he goes outside, he's tending the sheep, and he's like, this is him. He's a young guy about your age. I'm about the age of the brother, so I'm not important in this story. You guys are the ones that's important. And he's like, all right, well, it's him. And Jesse's like, man, are you serious? All right, well, whatever, go ahead. So he goes with Samuel. He winds up going to see King Saul. So Saul is actually looking for somebody that plays an instrument very, very well. So he soothes the king's spirit because I feel like the spirit of the Lord left Saul. We talked about that some of the time. But he soothes Saul's spirit, and he's like, well, I like this guy. I want him to be my armor bearer. So he had an audience with Saul, which is just wonderful. That's the king. But Saul doesn't know David about to be king, which led to him trying to kill David for years. But we're not talking about that either. So one day, Goliath shows up and he's like, well, I want to take over your land and I want to kill everybody and make you guys slaves. And all the people that are in the camp, their countenance failed. None of them were brave enough to deal with Goliath. Now Goliath, he's not somebody to play with. Like, he's at least like 10 feet tall and he weighs like 500 pounds. His spear was about the size of a 6-foot man. So I wouldn't necessarily have confidence dealing with him if he just showed up today. If he walked in here right now, I'd be like, excuse me, sir, can I show you where the bathroom is? I wouldn't say nothing to piss him off. So I'm actually going to open up my Bible real quick. I use it on a regular basis, so I don't want to pretend like I don't. In the words of God, I was reading about David, and the interesting thing about what David did was he embodied, using the word embodied in a sentence, he embodied the things that I feel like we all need as young men to be successful. So in chapter 17 of 1 Samuel, starting at verse 31, I just explained the story to you guys that, Goliath came and he challenged basically the children of Israel. So David said to Saul, I want to fight him. And he says in verse 34, your servant used to keep your father's sheep, and when a lion or a bear came and took the lamb out of the flock, I went out after it and struck it, and delivered the lamb from its mouth. And when it arose against me, I caught it by the beard, struck it, and killed it. Okay, this dude is a bad man. He killed a lion and a bear. If I saw a lion and a bear, I'd make sure I was in a state. I wouldn't have nothing to do with it. Dad, these sheep can go. I'd rather, live for a little bit longer. What's amazing to me is that he repeats the things that he did over and over and over and over again. He killed animals on a regular basis. And either he killed them with his bare hands, which is just ridiculous. Man, that's amazing. But he used a sling and some rocks on a regular basis, killing these animals. And his dad never took him off that assignment. So obviously he was successful and we never lost on a sheep. You know what I'm saying? So while reading this, I'm just reading this and I'm just amazed at the fact that he was able to do that. Then when Saul, he saw this like, I heard that you wanted to go fight Goliath. Why do you think you can do that? And he was like, nobody should be able to talk bad about my God, and we shouldn't be scared of this dude. So let me go fight him. Nobody else volunteered. So Saul was like, all right, whatever, you can have your way, go ahead. And then he said, let me give you this armor. Let me put this armor on top of you and send you out there. And let me give you a sword. David said, no, I'm good, I'm straight, I don't need that stuff. I just want to use what I've been using time and time again. That is remarkable. It shows that he knew what his skill was, that he honed his skill, he was ready for the opportunity. He didn't just show up and say, well, I guess I'll try a sword this time, since I'm so brave, or I'll try a spear. Like, he used what he used on a regular basis. I don't know about you guys, but as an adult, I learned what an elevator pitch is. So let's say I saw Will Smith in the elevator today. I'll be like, yo, what's up, man? I'm a big fan of your work, blah, blah, blah. I like the Fresh Prince. And he probably just laughed that off. And then I'd be like, well, I wrote a book, and I just want to show it to you real quick. I got it on my phone right here. And with the elevator pitch, you want to give him everything you got in like 2 minutes. So he'll say, all right, I'll invest in that. Or all right, I'll purchase some books from you. Or I'll bring you on tour with me or something. Getting jiggy with it. So, I can use a second for that. So, what I learned about the elevator pitch was you want to be ready. You want to know what your skill was already. And you want to be ready for that opportunity. Because Will could be like, well, you seem like a nice guy. Why don't you come with me? Step in the limo real quick. All right, let's go. And I want you guys to always be prepared for something like that. So, going back to David. David embodied basically a principle that I know my grandfather has told me, my father told me, and we don't really believe anymore at my age, but we should. Practice makes perfect. I don't know how many times I ever heard that, and it never clicked until the past couple years. Practice makes perfect. Practice makes perfect. So anything I'm trying to perfect, I'll practice it until I'm blue in the face. When you do something, you want to make it automatic, so you want to do it repeatedly, so that first, it gets written into your conscience. This is scientific. You guys know I'm scientific, right? It gets written into your conscience, and then second, when you do it a certain amount of times as well, it gets written into your subconscious. So me having an anxiety disorder, if something rose up, but it's something I practice over and over and over and over again, I'm good. It's written into my subconscious. I can do it in my sleep. I've practiced standing up and talking in front of people, whoever would give me an audience. And I've just been like, hey, can you just listen to me for 5 minutes? Can you just listen to me? People are like, all right, go ahead. First couple times, I stammered a little bit. I was a little nervous. After that, maybe 10 more times, I started getting more comfortable. Third time, maybe I tried it 20 times total. The 20th time, I became a stand-up comedian. I think I'm gonna do it part-time, by the way. I'm just joking. I love that. God really showed me practice really does make perfect. Honing this skill of speaking, honing my skill of writing. I have a blog where I write basically, I feel like principles that young men need in order to be successful. I just write on a regular basis. I feel like God gives me. So for me, it's been nothing but a blessing, and I pray it's the same for you guys. Another thing you have to do is you got to make sure that you see yourself doing that. So we could be sitting here and y'all could be, seeing me talk, but you could be thinking about something else in your mind of you playing basketball. That used to be me in class. I'm thinking about playing basketball. I'm walking around acting like I'm dribbling the ball and making layups on the trash can and stuff like that. You got to see yourself doing that. When I used to watch Dr. J, I'm really not that old, by the way, but watching Dr. J play, he used to do some amazing things. I've seen him dunk on people and really hurt people's feelings. He just looked like an angry black man. And he was a bad man. So one day, somebody interviewed him, and they asked him, they were like, how do you create so many different types of shots and do things so creatively? I remember he did that one layup underneath the backboard and all that. And somebody was like, how did you, imagine that? He was like, well, I actually took time to sit there and just think and see myself doing it. I saw myself doing it over and over again. I saw myself creating shots. And the shots that I created in my mind, I did it in real life. I was like, oh, well, that was actually a good answer. Okay. So for you guys, make sure you see yourself doing it. It's very, very important that you see yourself doing it. Another thing I want to make sure that I get across to you as you see mentorship on a regular basis, the wonderful young men that we have over here on my right and your left, they make sure that they're pouring into you guys, and it's such a blessing to see, and it's something that's very close to my heart. Make sure that you pick mentors that do what you want to do, okay? So if you see somebody doing something that you feel like, oh man, that's my gift, that's what I like to do, watch that person, maybe speak to them, and ask them, hey, can you help me do, what you do? Even if you don't know exactly what to say. I would be honored if somebody said, well, I like to speak, and would you mind just? Yeah, I would love to. Let's talk about it. Give me your number. We'll talk. The guys that you see just doing the things you want to do, make sure you reach out to them. Make sure you speak to them. They're no better than you are. God gave them the talent that they have, and they shouldn't have no problem pouring into you as well. Okay. What's important to me about this as well is that not only did David, going back to David real quick, not only did he take what he already knew, what he'd done repetitively, when he went out to go fight Goliath, he was like, all right, well, let me go through my process again. The same process I go through every single time. I'm going to pick out 5 smooth stones, and I like how the Bible says 5 smooth stones. It doesn't just say he went and found 5 pebbles. That means he was looking for the same rock every single time. I love his attention to detail. He picks out 5 smooth stones. He walks up to Goliath. He's probably looking at it while Goliath is talking. He's like, all right, yeah, this is going to work. And Goliath is like, who is this? Did you stand out to me? You think I'm a dog? And David is like, I come out to you in the name of God, basically. Goliath is like, I'm not trying to hear that. So then they get ready to fight. And then David drops that rock in that sling. He starts swinging it. And then tosses that joint into my man's forehead. So this dude falls down. He's like 10 to 12 feet tall. And he's just laying on the ground. That's it. There's a rock in the middle of your head, sir. So David did exactly what he'd done over and over and over again. When his opportunity showed up, he just executed. And once you execute like that, you also get to chop off dude's head. David walked up to dude, took his sword, and chopped off his head. Then he held it up by his hair and was like, so what's up? Y'all good? Y'all need something else? And all the Philistines ran off. Then they went and took over the entire, I want to say the nation of the Philistines. So God will give you that ability. First of all, you need to know what your skill is. Second of all, you need to hone your skill. Third, always be ready for an opportunity. If you're ready for an opportunity, there's no telling what God can do in your life. Okay? So, I want to draw attention to our activity that we're going to be doing with you today. It's going to be a vision board. With your vision board, I don't want you guys to just cut out things from magazines and stuff. I think you guys brought magazines. I don't want you to just look at stuff and just cut it out and think this would be cool. Consider what your skills are. And I'm going to be here to help you try to develop that with any creative intelligence I can offer. But consider what your skill is. Consider what it is you feel like God created you to do. And, let's put things together that match up with that. So I feel like God called me to speak. So I know what my skill is. I also feel like God called me to write. So the way I hone those skills are, I talk in front of people on a regular basis. I try to practice. I record myself so I hear myself speak and see myself speaking. And I hone that skill of writing by actually writing. Okay, that's actually important. And any opportunity that I get, like getting a speaking engagement, I'm always prepared. Praise the Lord. Now, I'm not doing, and I'm thankful that God allowed me to see what my gift was. So, if we could do that activity, we're going to get started in a minute.
Some guiding principles are, and it doesn't have that there's no order about it. You just kind of put the stuff down, whatever comes to you, whatever you like. If you like a picture, or as the speaker said, if you know what your skills are and your intentions, and you want to build on that, typically take it and you say, in this corner, this is what my vision is in 5 years. In this corner, this is my vision in 10 years. And so that's what the vision board is. So we hope that you all have fun. Parents, please join us. We have vision boards enough for you all to do it as a family. As a parent, my vision board includes a very beautiful empty house for when my son goes away to college. Woo, glory. He says I'm going to have 9 cats and be alone. I told him, call me at happy hour. Anyway, please, we ask that you all in the back, vision boards. We have some scissors, some glue, and magazines. Take the time, guys. Go through the magazines. Find those words that mean something to you. Education, independence, life, happy, wealth. Whether you want to play basketball, if that is your vision, or soccer, or boxing, if that is your vision, go for it. So we ask that you gentlemen.
Okay, and fellas, how many of you guys are on Instagram? Any of you? Or y'all just pretending y'all are on Instagram or Facebook? So what I want you guys to do, not only create a vision board, I want you to write down on your vision board how you're going to hone the skill that you put on the board. How you're going to hone that skill. Okay, like she mentioned, a 5-year goal or even a 10-year goal. I want you to write down how you're going to hone that skill. What I want you to do though is I want you to take a picture of it and I want you to tag me on Instagram and I want to hold you accountable 5 years from now when you have facial hair and I want to be able to say, oh yeah, this guy is doing this or this guy is doing that. And not only to hold you accountable, but I also want to help you if I can. If I feel like, all right, well I have a network I can connect you to or something, like I would love to be able to do that. So my name on Instagram is Steven for PH _ my last name is Swinson. My book you can find on Amazon. All you have to do is just type my name into the search engine, okay? And if you can see it, these letters, if you have 20/40 vision, you should be able to see it. I don't think anybody has 20/40 vision, that'd be terrible. That's like Fetty Wap, right? 20/40 vision. Just type that into Amazon search engine, you'll be able to find it. So you're gonna take a picture, you're gonna tag me in it, all right? Make sure we're clear. All right.
Somebody told me what Fetty Wap is. So, you all can go on in the back, pick up the board, get your things. Doing that, we're going to run our video of our year activity, and as our caterers get up and running, we'll come and get you all to go ahead and get some lunch and join us in the back. But please enjoy the activity. This is your vision board, guys, and it's your opportunity to dream. Dream with a purpose. Right. And keep in mind, remember the session we did about money and how much reality really costs? Y'all remember that? Remember rent, that's $1,500? Remember that as you dream.